Hi everyone, thanks for joining us here at Floify. I'm going to give everyone just another minute or so to join, and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, it's been about a minute. I'm excited to get this started. Welcome to Floify's Tips and Tricks webinar based on custom fields, layouts, and business rules. My name is Drew. I'm a member of the support team here at Floify, and I'll be taking you through the benefits of these features and how to go about setting each of them up. During this presentation, if you do have any questions, comments, or feedback, please use the live chat feature on your screen to reach out to us directly. A few of my team members are standing by to address any questions you may have along the way. Now, I don't know what to expect yet as far as how many questions we're going to get, so if we're not able to answer any questions that you sent across through the live chat, feel free to send those through to us after. You can always email us at support@floify.com. Also, please keep in mind that this webinar is the first of our monthly tips and tricks series. So if you have a personal wish list or any recommendations for features you'd like for us to cover in the upcoming months, please send your ideas through the live chat as well. We would definitely love to hear them. Now let's get started with our deep dive into Floify's custom fields, layouts, and business rules and show you how they can help take your lending operations to the next level. One of the most exciting and powerful features in Floify is custom fields. The introduction of custom fields, layouts, and business rules allow you to create unique and dynamic data inputs for each loan flow. You can then use these features in a number of awesome ways to benefit you, your borrowers, and even connected realtors and partners. Considering you have your entire active loan pipeline at your fingertips at all times and from anywhere, how do you decide which loans need your attention first? By creating custom fields that specify your priorities, you have the power to add these into your pipeline view to gain insight into each borrower at a quick glance. Using custom fields and layouts, you can create your own checklists and task management systems divided into stages, loan types, or any other critical piece of data that will live and be associated with each loan in Floify. By simplifying processes and utilizing dynamic checklists, it allows your team to work more freely without having to spend time figuring out what to do next. Instead, it's placed in front of them like a path that just needs to be followed. No more checking the sheet stapled to the inside of a file folder or jumping into your CRM to see what activities are still outstanding. You can now see these things right within Floify. So what are custom fields? Like mentioned before, custom fields are editable data inputs that show up in each new loan. These fields are the foundation of layouts and business rules. Each custom field has internal permissions that tell Floify how a certain user type can interact with the data field. For instance, you may want a field to be editable by only you or your team, while still allowing your borrower or realtor to read the information, or to not see it at all. You can manage internal tasks by making comprehensive checklists of each step you go through, or you can simply add a date field to your layouts, and you can update that so you know when to reach out next. The possibilities are virtually endless. What are layouts? Layouts are what allow you to display your custom fields directly from within your loan flows. So first, you create your custom fields. Then, you apply those custom fields to a layout and specify whether that layout be shown for you or whether the layout should be shown to your borrowers or possibly a realtor. Layouts can even change dynamically based on conditions set in your business rules. Finally, what are business rules? Business rules can dynamically change the layout that your team or borrowers view with a simple conditional statement. Business rules can even trigger webhooks to send loan data across to other systems. With business rules, you first choose a custom field that will trigger the rule to kick in. Then you select what condition you want that rule to meet. This is a prime example of an if this, then that statement. An easy example of a business rule in action would be to have a pick list created from your custom fields for loan type. The loan type pick list would contain all of the loans you offer. Now, when your pick list for loan type is toggled to conventional, or FHA, VA, etc., your business rule would apply and change the layout the borrower sees when displaying information relevant to an FHA loan or process. Or it could change the layout your team sees internally that includes a checklist of every task you must meet for an FHA loan. Now comes the exciting part. Let's put this into action. I'll start on the loan pipeline. I'll go up to the top and click Settings. When the Settings page opens up, go ahead and select the Fields tab to access all of the custom field settings. The first step is to create the custom field I want to see in my borrower's loan flow. I'll go ahead and click to access custom fields, and here I can see all of the supported data types. Now I'll click New Custom Field to create my data point. I'm going to first name my field label. For example, I want to create a field called loan type. Here, just keep in mind that this is what shows up in the loan flow, so I'll want this to have a label that can be seen by my team or by my borrowers. Floify auto-populates the field name based on the field label, so there's nothing I need to do here. Then next, I'll select the type of field I want this to be. You can make selections as file, a checkbox, you can use radio buttons, a single line text, date, and pick list, for example. For this particular field, I want it to be radio buttons. Next, I'll input the values for my radio buttons. Here I can specify what information I want to be able to choose from. So first, I'll go ahead and add the FHA loan type. Next, I'll go ahead and add VA. And lastly, I'll go ahead and add conventional. I can have a maximum of 8 values here, but I'll stick with 3 to make it easier. The last step I'll take is to set the field permissions. With this area, I'll determine which users I want to make this available for and what type of access they can have. I'll make my field editable by both managers and lenders. This would be my internal team. But I'll only make this viewable by my borrower and give no access to my realtors or partners. Once I save the new custom field, it's now added into my custom field repository. Here I can view all of my custom fields and edit them as needed. I'm going to quickly add 2 more custom fields, one of them called FHA checklist. So again, I'll click New Custom Field. I'll go ahead and put my field label in, which is FHA checklist. The field name will auto-populate. And for this selection, I want to go ahead and use multiple checkboxes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a list of documents that I know I need to collect for an FHA loan. So for the first value, I'm going to go ahead and put loan application. Let's start there. For the next value, let's do the HUD form. Social Security verification, and then I'll just continue down adding some of the documents that I know that I need. Tax returns. Sales contract, of course. And then my last one will be my FHA a mandatory clause. Now notice when you get to your last value that it lets you know the maximum is 8 values here, so I wouldn't be able to add any more if I wanted to. Alright, so for this one, I want to give permission to my internal team to be able to edit this, but I don't want to give any access to my borrower or realtors or partners. Now I'll go ahead and save this custom field. Now I do just quickly want to add one more as well, and this one I want to name educational documents. Again, field name will auto-populate, and this time I want to go ahead and leave it as a file. This will allow you to go ahead and attach any documents, any educational documents that is for your borrower to view. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and again let my team make edits to this. Now for this one, I do want to go ahead and make this read-only for my borrower and for my realtor as well. Now if you wanted your borrower and realtor to be able to edit, they would also be able to attach and send over documents if they choose to. Now I'm going to go ahead and save this last custom field. Alright, now once I've gone through and built out the fields, I'll go ahead and click Return to Settings, and then I'll access the layouts. So first, a little bit of information about layouts. The layout is where I can specify all of my custom fields I would like to view in my borrower's loan flow, in the order of my choosing. I can create multiple layouts, so I won't necessarily need to list out all of my custom fields in one layout, that is unless of course I want to, but through the power of business rules, I can change the layouts as needed as I move through my workflow. I'll give an example of this shortly. Now I can select either new layout, or if I had any existing layouts I can select to edit those. One thing to keep in mind here is that if I create a new layout, this is only going to be applicable for future loans. This won't update the layout on any existing loans in my account. If I'd like to update the layout that is available for existing loans, I'll need to edit an existing layout. Now for my example here, I'll create a new layout by selecting the new layout button. And I'll go ahead and name this one loan type. Now I can go ahead and save. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and just create another one called FHA loan. And again, I'll save that one. Alright, now for my FHA loan, let's go ahead and click Edit Layout. It's the pen and paper icon here. Alright, so for this one, I'm going to go ahead and click the up arrow next to FHA checklist. And I'm also going to add the educational document to this. Now notice that you can click on the up arrow next to the field name to add it into the layout. Now once they've been added up top, you can go ahead and click Save, and your layout is good to go. So here's my FHA layout. Now for my loan type layout, I'll make this one fairly easy. I'll go ahead and add loan type as the only field to be added to this layout. Now I'll go ahead and click Save. Next, I'll set the default layout for the lender as this new loan type layout. I can also set the default layout for the borrower if I want to create a specific layout that applies to the borrower. In this case, I'm not going to worry about it. Now for my example, because I did create a custom field that is available to the borrower to view, which is the educational documents field, the borrower will see this in their borrower portal if I don't specify a particular layout for the borrower here. If I do specify a default layout for the borrower is only shown the fields in the borrower layout as opposed to all the custom fields I've allowed my borrower permission to view. As I move through my workflow, I can create alternate layouts to view based on specific factors of the loan or workflow. Now, as I move through my workflow, I can create alternate layouts to view based on specific factors of the loan or workflow. I can create these additional layouts the same way, and they will be listed in my layouts repository here. Once again, I'll click Return to your settings, and now I'll go ahead and access business rules. This is where I can create rules to change my layouts based on how a custom field, milestone, or custom question is marked. Just like the custom fields and layouts, I can view my business rules repository or add new business rules. So first, I'll click on the new business rule button. The first thing to do is to create a name. I'm going to name this one FHA loan. Now you can put an optional description if you choose to. So for this one, I'm just going to let myself and my team know that if the loan type is FHA loan, I'm going to change the borrower and the lender layout to FHA loan. Now to make this rule work, I have to select a condition and an action, an if this, then that rule, if you will. For the conditions field, I'll click on the drop-down menu and select the custom field that I built out. Here you will see all of the available custom fields, milestones, and even custom questions in the application are available to choose from, but I'll choose my loan type field. Now I want to specify that when the loan type equals FHA, I first want to add the action to set the layout for the borrowers to FHA loan. Additionally, I'll want to add another action to set the layout for the lender as well, and then save. So my borrower is set to FHA loan. Now I'll go ahead and set my layout for the lenders to FHA loan as well. And let's go ahead and save. Now that I have my entire rule set up, I'll put this all into action. So let me go back to the pipeline, and I'm going to create a new loan flow. So I'm just going to go ahead and create an email address. Let's just call it anything. Let's just call it cfwebinar@example.com. For the name, I'm just going to use Fred Flintstone. And I can finish filling all of this out, but the only thing I really care about right now is starting a new loan flow so I can see those custom fields. Now I can see that Fred Flintstone is now on my active loans tab. Now I can go into Fred's loan by clicking on the red, the yellow, or the green buckets here. So let me go ahead and click on the Docs Ode. So now that I'm in my borrower's loan flow, I can see the available fields here. I'm going to select that this borrower's loan type is FHA, and then I'm going to save. Now when I refresh my page, I can see the fields that I've created that only apply to an FHA loan. My team and I can work through the checklist, and I can upload educational documents on the FHA loan for my borrower to view or download here. The last aspect of creating custom fields is that I'm able to use these to sort my pipeline. Going back to my custom field settings, if I select Loan Pipeline Customization, I can change the 5 fields that appear in my pipeline. Here you can see I have my borrower full name, co-borrower, milestone status, and loan owner. First, I'll go ahead and remove a field by clicking the trash can icon. Let's go ahead and remove co-borrower full name. Then I can add the field I want to view directly in my pipeline by using the blue arrow icon. Maybe I'll go ahead and move loan type to where the co-borrower was. Once again, I can go ahead and click Save. Now, once again, let's go back to the pipeline. Now I can see my custom field in my pipeline, and I can sort by clicking on the actual custom field here, which is loan type. This is just a glimpse into what custom fields, layouts, and business rules can do, and really gives you a look at how in-depth these go. And if anyone has additional questions, comments, or feedback, or any feature overview requests for upcoming webinars, and you didn't get a chance to reach us through the live chat, please send us an email to support@floify.com. You can also check out Floify's Help Center, which has tons of articles, guides, and video tutorials that are designed to help you maximize your experience with the Floify platform. To access the Help Center, click on the Help link in the lower right corner of your Floify dashboard. Again, I want to thank you all for attending today's webinar on Floify's custom fields, layouts, and business rules. I hope you have some fantastic takeaways that you can start applying to your business to help streamline your lending. Have a great day, and we'll look forward to seeing you at next month's webinar.